What is up, guys? That is the lamest introduction I have ever done. Not really, but anyway. So, I was feeling kind of lazy today. Didn't really know what I wanted to do right now. So I figured, you know what? Why not make a video about probably one of my favorite franchises of all time. My favorite, series of all time. The Ratchet and Clank series. Now, as you can see, I have all three right here. For the original PS2, I also have the digital PS3 remaster, I guess you could say. If anyone plans on getting those, if anyone plans on getting the PS3 version, try and get a physical copy because the PS3 version has the digital version has glitches in it. Anyway, enough of me mumbling and stuttering over myself. So I just want to say my thoughts on the series as a whole. So let's start with the first game. This is actually the first game in the series that I played. When I was little, my cousin was playing this, and back then I was really into the PS2. It was like one of the first consoles I ever played. Not the first console, but it was definitely one of the ones I gamed on the most. So this game didn't really stand out to me at first. I don't know what it was about it. Like, there are so many great things about this game, don't get me wrong. It's still one of my favorite games of all time, but I don't know, when I didn't like it at first when I saw the gameplay. I played a little bit of it. It was alright. I don't know, nothing too special. Back then I was really into like Sly 3 and games like that. Like the more traditional platforming, I guess you could say. It was more mission based, not really traditional, but I mean, it's platforming. But I wasn't really a fan of like the whole action platformer genre that this was going for. It just didn't, especially since like the controls weren't like that smooth and all. But no, one thing I just absolutely love about this game today though is like the writing. The writing is just really good in this game. Like, you would think like for a child's game, rated T for whatever reason. I don't really think it should be rated T. It's not that bad, but no, there's just a lot of great things about the writing. It's told in a very childish manner, but there are a lot of adult jokes at the same time to keep older audiences entertained. I feel like that's another reason this series has just really grown on me. Relic of the Past, there you go. I'm gonna keep that for whatever reason. So the original copy of the game actually came with a poster. Let me just open this up real quick. If you guys are loving the music that I have in the background, if you could even hear it, yeah, that's the HD collection. Don't buy the digital version. Get the physical copy because it's just better. So you have a picture of Ratchet right here. You can barely see that because of the freaking light shining on it, but that is Ratchet. The reason I don't have it hanging up is simply just because the case that I have for the game just feels a lot emptier without it. Not just that, but I mean, this thing is very unattractive the way it's folded up. As much as I love the Ratchet and Clank series, I wouldn't hang up a poster, even if it is a great design poster. I wouldn't hang up like a friggin' 16 square folded poster. It's not professional and it's just unattractive. So let me put this back in real quick, and I'm about to freaking rip it in half. Hold on. Well, while I'm folding that up, just take a break for a second. So, I love this disc. I love that it just has Clank's face on it. Clank is what is probably like my third favorite character, not fourth favorite character in the entire series. I don't know, he's just a cute little robot. Not just that though, he's just a great character overall. DVDs. Every PS2 game didn't have to show that off. Even as a memory card holder. So one of the things that really got me into this game was alright, hold on. I'm just gonna throw that to the side for now. I really don't need to fold it up right this second. One of the things that just really drew me to the series is just like the great writing. It's basically, I should explain the story now because I've been bumbling on a lot. It's just about, see this guy? He's actually a creature called a Lombax. Now, he, spends time on his planet fixing ships and stuff. But he lives by himself and he's just, stranded on a planet. He wishes to explore other planets around the galaxy, but he doesn't really have an opportunity to, especially since, like, he doesn't have the right parts for his own ship to blast off into space. Meanwhile, this little guy named Clank, he was actually a defect in a factory, and, you know, there were a bunch of robots in there who were made to be killers, and, well, they didn't like the fact that this little robot came out, and he actually wasn't bad, and they wanted to kill him. So he had to escape, and he found out like all the robots were working for this guy named Drek, and he had an evil plan to destroy every world and make his own world from the parts from the old worlds. It's a crazy series, and he ends up blasting off and falling to Ratchet's world, and after he lands there, Ratchet finds him, and Clank says he can help him get off the planet because he has some built-in applications. There's an app for everything, I guess. But yeah, so they blast off. Ratchet agrees with Clank to go with him, help him find this guy named Captain Quark, who is probably the best character I've ever had the pleasure of meeting in any PS2 game, or any game for that matter, but I have some other favorite characters. But yeah, he's just so well written. He's just like egocentric, and he just cracks a lot of dumb jokes. He's just so cowardly, but he always tries to act so masculine at the same time. But yeah, there's a healthy weapon selection in this game because you are shooting and stuff. Yeah. It's this first entry in the series, it's a strong start. It's just not something I really like to go back to too often nowadays. And I'll show you the back since it is getting kind of tiring showing you the front. There you go, the Glove of Doom, not Agents of Doom. This is the first game. And Clank's walking around in space, and my camera will not focus. It's not a camera, it's a cell phone, that's why it sucks. I don't know. It's time to rip the galaxy a new one. That's what she said. Anyway, that is he's shooting something. You can't see that. I'm sure you could see the pyrocitor right there. Blah, blah, blah. I like that game. Just not a game I like to go back to. Now, this game I didn't get to try, admittedly, until later. But this game is the Ratchet and Clank game that I think everyone should start with. Why? Because they took everything from this game and multiplied it times 10. It's that good. So one thing you should know about well, first off, the writing actually got a lot better, which is surprising because this game had really good writing. But there's just really good writing, and not just that, but like the gameplay. Oh my goodness! Like, first off, for all the weapons that I was talking about earlier, you can so every time you use them, you can upgrade them, and upgrading weapons is the most satisfying thing to do in the entire game, entire series. Like seriously, being rewarded just for having fun already? Come on. You can't get any better than that. Let me think. They added the strafing ability and, improved the controls a lot, which really helps. And not just that though, like you would think like the game would get easier because this game was kind of difficult, but not that difficult. They improved the controls in this game, but they knew that would make it easier, and they just give you like a whole onslaught of enemies, and it just like, but like it never feels like it's badly designed except for a few sections I really hate. I hate the ship sections. That's probably what keeps it from being my favorite Ratchet and Clank game. But other than that, though, like, yeah, you can only upgrade the weapons once, which was improved in the next game, which I will talk about in a few seconds. But going commando, man. For those of you who don't know that, that can also be translated to freeballing. The more you know, right? I should show you the back. Kicking at $, one planet at a time. Yeah. They wrote that. On a rated, T game. I mean, I guess that's acceptable, now that I think about it. Rated T is actually pretty high up. You got Clank running. He's shooting someone. You can't see that, which sucks. This camera frickin' sucks. It blows. Big guns. Let me open up the case, show you what's inside. The game. No duh. Yeah, another relic from the past. Ratchet and Clank Going Commando. This is not the booklet. This is the sleeve for the booklet, because that is what they did for some reason. It's pretty awesome, but kind of pointless. There's Ratchet and Clank Going Commando. Let's open it up. Can't open it that way. They did it. This is so weird. A lot more weapons, and they're a lot better than the first games. Yeah, I'm not gonna go through the whole thing, but yeah, that's Ratchet and Clank Going Commando. This shouldn't take too much effort now to put this back in the frickin' sleeve, unlike the poster, which was taking me forever. So Ratchet and Clank Going Commando, definitely a must-have. If you're planning on starting anywhere in the series. Well, I mean, there's the original Ratchet and Clank remake, but I personally didn't like the writing as much in that game. But the gameplay is definitely superb. And the graphics are amazing. It's probably like the best looking PS4 game I've seen out of PS4 games. Yeah. This game, I've hailed this game to be my favorite game of all time for a really long time. Now, of course, that opinion can easily change over time because, to be honest, I've gotten a lot of games within like last year 2016 wasn't that good of a year for games. I mean, you had the Ratchet and Clank remake, that's something, but to be honest, 2016 was a pretty sucky year for PS4 games. Yeah, which kind of kept me from buying the system last year. I didn't have a PS4 before that, but either way, this game was, it had me from the beginning. Like I said, Ratchet and Clank, the first game was the first Ratchet and Clank game I played. I didn't get to play this game until like last year when I was buying all those games. But Ratchet and Clank, Up Your Arsenal. First off, the name. If you cannot see the innuendo in that, then you're freaking blind. But it's just hilarious. I mean, the best name, the best game has to have the best name, right? Right there, you see online. This game was the first Ratchet and Clank game to have multiplayer. It's okay, not too great. If you're looking for a good multiplayer experience in the Ratchet and Clank series, I'd recommend Deadlocked, which I do have, but the case is all beat up, and I really don't want to show it off right now until I get a new copy of the game. Yeah, one thing that annoys me is that, I do like the black logo better, but these ones have red logos, black logo. Look at all my PS2 games, they all have red logos because, I don't know, Sony decided red was prettier. It's not really, but whatever. It is what it is. Let's open up the case. It's Up Your Arsenal. So there's Ratchet's arsenal on the disc itself. It's pretty cool. That is a third relic from the past. I am a lucky man, not really. That is the Infecto bomb. I'm stupid. You get a nice little poster that no one will ever hang up on their wall because it's inside of the instruction manual. So it's not really a poster now that I think about it. I'm just saying stuff. So yeah, cool little manual, whatever. But so why do I love this game so much? Because it makes you feel like a total boss. It really does. The writing's just as good as Going Commando. The story wasn't, admittedly wasn't as good, but I feel like you have like the returning characters like Al and Skid, and Helga, who was kind of one of the more forgettable characters, but at the same time she was one of my favorites from the original. Just not as much as Al and Skid. I really remembered them. But seriously, you can upgrade your weapon like friggin' 5 times, and then in the New Game Plus, which all of these games have a really good New Game Plus, you can upgrade your weapon 5 more times. Oh, my bad, not 5 more times. That's Deadlock, not even. Deadlock, you could do it like up to 99. Wow. You could do it up to V8. Like, at first it's like, you get 5 different forms, and then you could do it up to 8. Like 3 more after that. A perfect 10. PSM, PlayStation Magazine. I respect you guys. I do agree with you. This game is a perfect 10. Now, I don't really believe all games... I really don't believe, like, that a game can really be perfect. I mean, it can come really close, but games aren't really perfect. But I do believe that if a game is close enough to perfect, it can be rated 10. 10 out of 10. But, anyway, I am, off track. So, of course you have, Captain Quark. He was freaking, he was set up to the max, honestly. Like, if you're wondering why I love Captain Cork so much, it's because of this freaking game. He's so hilarious. He's so self-centered. Uh, freaking they have a freaking Annihilation Nation challenge named after him. As a matter of fact, I'll show it off right here. Um, yeah. So an Annihilation Nation, which